Good morning. Just figured I'd put up another one about just my trauma and the ways it's affected relationships, even friendships. I figured, it's taking enough time to process it myself and having those conversations. But so this one is about I was in college. I was a former foster kid. I decided after I was in the Army for a short stint. I'll tell a story about that. I got kicked out, but for college, I made a best friend, which was a girl. I made a lot of friends with women. I don't know, but after a couple years, it turned into a relationship, and that was out of like my own fear of losing a friend. It was like I loved the girl, and we dated for 2 years, but like it was bound to fail because of myself. Like my own insecurities are the reason like it happened. So she was a best friend for 2 years, and it should have stayed that way. But we kind of messed around drunkenly, and just could have left it at that. But my own insecurities, like she started getting friendly with some other guy, and like, oh, she's gonna get a boyfriend, and we're not gonna be like best friends anymore. And like honestly, it was the worst thing I could have done was try to like, but I didn't know at the time. I was like in a survival mode of like, oh my god, like I'm gonna lose my best friend if I don't like go on a date with her, because we were kind of talking on and off about that, and she's talking to this guy I don't like, and I'm like, the best thing would have been to say, hey, I do love this girl, but as a friend, you know what I mean? Like, she's my friend, and whoever she dates will still be friends. But my trauma response was, oh my god, I got to do what I can to hold on, because if I don't, I'm going to lose this friend. And I don't make many friends, and most of the time I leave people, and I really like this person. I like her family. I've met a lot of her family. I like them all. But my trauma response was to like hold on, put my claws in, which what I should have done is like, hey, yeah, good for you, I'm happy for you, I love you like as a friend, and I want to keep that friendship. But like the trauma of being abandoned in multiple foster homes, and I was not with my brothers and sister for a few years, by myself going through foster care. So there's a lot of trauma response there that I didn't even realize I was doing, to be honest with you. There's been a lot of stuff like that. It took years later for me to even see, and I don't know, some people it might seem kind of crazy or sad or whatever, but like there is a realization that I finally had years later when I was finally ready for an actual relationship. Because like it hurt me to lose a friend and a best friend, but it was more so the fact that I ruined a relationship that I wanted to keep for a long time over my own emotions that I didn't even know what was really going on. Like it was just a trauma response, so I was kind of panicking, doing all this wild shit. Like, so this is like, I loved her, wanted her in my life, but like I wanted to like be with other women, because I was still kind of a, something myself. I never cheated, was never a cheater. I think cheating is one of the worst things you could do. I've literally rejected few women that had boyfriends because I asked those questions. And even back in my day, even when I was a whore myself, like I'm sorry, I never fucked around with a girl that had a boyfriend. That you know what I mean? I don't do that. I don't break stuff up. Like, I came from a broken home because of shit like that. I got abused in foster care for all that. I'm not about supporting cheating. Like, I'm not a homewrecker like that. Like, that shit happened to me, and it was a terrible life growing up. Now I have a great life, you know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm trying to make a testament to, is like, yeah, it sucked growing up as a kid and getting beat in foster care and everything, but now it's like with my mentality, and that's what I'm trying to get out in these videos, with my own mentality, is I've kind of grown to the point where like I have a great life, and I love living. I love this life. It's so beautiful. Like, the fact that I'm breathing, like, what is that? What? That's amazing. And like the wind and everything, just the feeling of it, the sun coming here and shining in my face, like how amazing and lucky we are to be here on this planet right now, even going through everything we've went through. So anyways, I was going through that trauma response and I didn't realize it, and I held on and tried to date her, 2 years later, college goes apart. I'm acting out like where I'm living down in North Carolina. She moved to down south, and I was like wanted to talk to other women, but wanted to keep the relationship because I didn't know what I wanted, didn't know what I was doing. I was drinking a lot at the time, like just going through a lot of alcohol, and like I just, I got stuck in my own depression and my own traumatic response. I went to North Carolina, it just worked, but it was just drinking all the time. Like I drank for a few years. I was an alcoholic for quite a while, I would say, like, because there was times I'd wake up and just drink, go to sleep drunk, you know what I mean? Like I've had, but you can get all past that. You don't even have to get into it, but if you do, you can get past that. Like I don't drink at all anymore. So what I'm trying to say is, through all that, I let my own trauma response, without realizing it, lose a friendship by trying to get into a relationship, which eventually ended because of me not really truly wanting to be in that relationship, just wanting to keep close to that person, and that's never gonna last. You know what I mean? Like that's never gonna work. So anybody else that's going through that type of thing, or afraid to lose friends or anything like that, just let them know, or try to express it yourself. Like, hey, I don't want to lose you in my life. Like, this is why. You don't have to jump into a relationship, because then you'll lose an actual good friend. She's a good person, and I broke her heart. That sucks to be that asshole, but I've been an asshole on and off through my life. I grew up so differently, so and I'm not trying to make an excuse, but that's just how I grew up, and yeah, I feel bad though, and that's what I want to talk to other foster kids out there. Like, you're gonna have your trauma responses and whatnot, but like keeping people and friendships and relationships, those two need to keep separate. You need to know the ones that you want to keep in your life for a long time, and something like that. And when I felt that panic, I didn't know what was going on. I had no clue. It's just like, I don't want to lose this friend. Like, yeah, I like her enough. Like, do we want to be in relationships? Like, I guess, kinda, like, we're already messing around. But that's not how it should have been. I should have let her go have her fun, and maybe find a good dude, and still be friends. And instead, now we don't even have a conversation because I was an asshole, and now I was an asshole to many people, because I was not only like that, like I was mad as shit, drunk as shit, like, and it was my fault. I was deleting pictures and stuff of me and her, and just, like immature shit. I didn't know what I was going through. Like, after everything ended, I was all mad, even though it was truly my fault. So, like, that's just another story of being a former foster youth, going through your own trauma without realizing it. And now I do, years later, of course, saying, oh, and now I have a wife that I love the shit out of, and kids I love the shit out of, and you can sit back and look at it and be like, God damn. So, if anybody's going through some stuff, or going through it, and you're a former foster kid, or maybe even not adopted, or just having a rough time, like, and you're thinking about a relationship with some people that's your friends and whatnot, just think about it. I didn't. Like, it was trauma response. I put my claws in, and I ruined the friendship that we could have had. So, good luck, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Have a good day.